Good evening to all. Today we are going to have a discussion about basics of financial planning. And sir, it's up to you. You want to take notes or not? Otherwise, this session is being recorded and it would be available on the YouTube channel. So आप बाद में देख सकते हैं. So today's discussion is about investments, financial planning, and investment of retirement corpus. What are the 5 broad principles on which you should base any kind of a financial planning or investment planning? The first one, which has been highlighted in red on, is the capital preservation. Any investment you do, that is the core or the foundation. You cannot make any investment where there is a risk to the principal investment or the capital which is being invested. You cannot put it in any instrument where there is a risk to that. So that is the first principle of any kind of a financial investment. Your capital should be safe. Your initial money should be preserved. Second, inflation protection. That is, if I'm making an investment, whatever the amount of that investment may be, I should at least be able to beat inflation and have a plus 4 to 7% return from the inflation. That inflation can be the broad inflation, it can be lifestyle inflation, whatever index you're taking, but your investment should yield you 4 to 7% plus of inflation. Third, tax efficiency. Your investments should be done in a way so that the maximum possible taxation is saved, which is allowed as per the tax laws. Any investment which is not tax efficient will not yield you proper returns over a long period of time. Fourth, financial sufficiency. Ultimately, if I am not able to keep my lifestyle or my life standard intact, then there is no point in having an investment. The investment is supposed to make sure that when my earnings are dipping because of my active work not being there to support me, my investment should provide me the given financial sufficiency. And finally, the ease and comfort of making an investment. If the investments take away my mental peace, if the investments take away, मेरे को अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट को लेकर के ही मानसिक संताप होता रहे आधे टाइम कि यार मैं कहाँ फंस गया, क्या हो गया, तो फिर ऐसे इन्वेस्टमेंट या इस तरह की काम करने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. So these are the minimum 5 basic principles on which we should be planning our investments, on which we should be planning our finances, on which we should be planning our retirement. जो हमको पैसा रिटायरमेंट में मिलता है उसको भी इन्वेस्ट करना. Your actions should tick all these 5 boxes. What is a recommended investment strategy which meets the 5 broad objectives discussed in the slide 1? First, you should have a hybrid of growth with safety. सिर्फ ग्रोथ करेंगे तो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि यू कैन बी रेट चेजर. आप रेट चेज किए जा रहे हैं, आपको पता नहीं है कि कब आपका प्रिंसिपल ही साफ हो जाएगा, जो कि ट्रेडिंग में होता है, जो बहुत सारे रिस्की एसेट्स के अंदर होता है. सिर्फ सेफ्टी को चेज करेंगे तो इन्फ्लेशन नहीं मिलेगा, ग्रोथ नहीं मिलेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ आई पुट ऑल माई मनी इन अ फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट, आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू मीट माई ग्रोथ ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. सो it has to be a combination. It has to be a combination of growth. It has to be a combination of safety. And then you should set your goals, timely goals. अगर आप अपने डेटा को अच्छे से पढ़ेंगे, अगर आप ये देखेंगे कि आपको कहाँ, कैसे, कब, किन पैसों की जरूरत हो सकती है, आपके अभी भी financial goals क्या हैं. At every age we have different financial goals, and our investments should be established or set in a way that when that goal arrives, अगर मेरे को वो स्टेशन आ गया जहां मेरी गाड़ी को पानी भरने की जरूरत है, तो मेरी गाड़ी को पानी भरने के लिए अवेलेबल होना चाहिए. जिस स्टेशन पर मेरे को केटरिंग चाहिए वहां केटरिंग होना चाहिए. सो माय गोल्स शुड बी देयर. थर्ड इज डाइवर्सिफिकेशन. दिस इज व्हाई दिस डाइवर्सिफिकेशन, जो सब लोग कहते भी हैं, इट इज नॉट टू से डाइवर्सिफिकेशन का मतलब ये नहीं है कि मैंने 50 अलग अलग म्यूचुअल फंड ले लिए. डाइवर्सिफिकेशन का मतलब ये है कि मैंने रिस्क को समझा, किस एसेट क्लास में कितना रिस्क है, किस तरह के इंस्ट्रूमेंट में कितना रिस्क है, वो रिस्क मुझे किस तरह से इम्पैक्ट कर सकते हैं, और मैंने अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट्स को इस तरह से डिवाइड किया कि अगर किसी टाइम में बहुत ज़्यादा अनसर्टेनिटीज आई तो मेरा जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है, बेसिक इन्वेस्टमेंट, इतना ना डिप कर जाए कि मुझे घबराहट ही हो जाए कि ओहो मैंने तो अपना नुकसान करवा लिया और उस वजह से मैं अपना कहीं ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम में फंसूँ. सो दैट इज़ वेयर डाइवर्सिफिकेशन इज. जैसा कि वॉरेन बफे कहते हैं, डाइवर्सिफिकेशन इज अ स्ट्रैटेजी. जैसे एक इंश्योरेंस कंपनी जब 10 लोगों को इंश्योरेंस देती है तो वो 10 अलग अलग रिस्क प्रोफाइल के लोगों को इंश्योरेंस देती है, सो दैट अगर 2 क्लेम्स भी आ जाएं तो भी कंपनी की सॉल्वेंसी रहे. सिमिलरली, व्हेन एन इंडिविजुअल इज मेकिंग एन इन्वेस्टमेंट or doing a financial planning, they should try and diversify the investments they make, that will ensure that they are not going down in one go. अगर कभी किसी तरह की कोरोना जैसी भी प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं, मार्केट्स बहुत गिर जाते हैं, या जैसे अभी है कि रिसेशन आ जाता है, तो भी देयर आर वेज एंड मीन्स टू कंटिन्यू टू हैव अबव एवरेज इनकम इफ यू आर adequately diversified. Again, not over diversified, adequately diversified. Tailored portfolios, no two people are equal. Therefore, it is important कि हम उनकी ज़रूरत, उनके टेम्परमेंट, उनके फाइनेंशियल टेम्परमेंट और उनकी इंडिविजुअल लाइफ सिचुएशन के हिसाब से उनके फाइनेंशियल एलोकेशन के अंदर, उनके एसेट एलोकेशन के अंदर वो एसेट्स इस तरह से एलोकेट करें ताकि उनकी जो पर्सनल इन्फ्लेशन नीड्स हैं, उनकी जो पर्सनल लाइफस्टाइल नीड्स हैं, those needs can be completed and fulfilled. And then rebalancing. There are going to be ups and downs. There are going to be market movements. There are going to be unexpected events. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be changes in own personal, financial and circumstantial life. उस हिसाब से क्या मैं अपने पोर्टफोलियो को समय समय पर रीबैलेंस करता हूँ, क्या मैं अपने पोर्टफोलियो पर टाइम टाइम में जो ज़रूरत है एक जगह से दूसरी जगह शिफ्ट करने की वो करता हूँ. अगर हाँ, तो मैं अपने पहले वाले जो 5 गोल्स थे उनको इस स्ट्रैटेजी से मीट कर पाऊंगा. एंड दिस इज व्हाट वी डू फॉर आवर क्लाइंट्स. दिस इज हाउ वी गो अबाउट helping our clients plan their finances. How do we go about it? I'll share a 5-step process which we follow with all our clients. First, data collection. डेटा प्रोसेसिंग. हम अपने क्लाइंट्स का इंटेंसिव डेटा लेते हैं, उसको प्रोसेस करते हैं, समझते हैं कि रिस्क क्या है, उनके साथ में गोल्स की डिस्कशन करते हैं, उनके पर्सनल गोल्स, उनके पर्टिकुलर गोल्स क्या हैं. उसके बाद में उस डेटा को प्रोसेस करते हैं वापस से, उनके गोल्स को उस डेटा के अंदर इंक्लूड करने के बाद में वी डू दी प्रोसेसिंग एंड देन वी प्रोवाइड देम द फर्स्ट ड्राफ्ट ऑफ अ फाइनेंशियल प्लान कि सर ये आपका ब्रॉडली दिस शुड बी योर फाइनेंशियल. स्टेप 2, व्हेन वी सेट अप द प्लान, we seek feedback from our clients that this is what your financial plan looks like. आपको इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट डेट में करना चाहिए, इतना इक्विटी में करना चाहिए, ये आपका रियल एस्टेट एक्सपोजर होना चाहिए, इतने समय बाद आपको इस इंस्ट्रूमेंट से विड्रॉ करना चाहिए, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. द क्लाइंट देन गिव्स अस एन फीडबैक कि सर ये मुझे थोड़ा ठीक नहीं लगता है, आई थिंक आई विल बी एबल टू मैनेज विद इंस्टेड ऑफ 10 लाख रुपीज, यहाँ पे मुझे 8.5 लाख से काम कर चल जाएगा, बट वहाँ मुझे ज़्यादा पैसा चाहिए होगा. So then we rebalance or we understand their second level, third level needs and prepare a financial plan with a final draft. The client gives an assent on the final draft. Step 3, once the final draft has been finalized, when the financial plan has been finalized, then we start doing the asset allocation. हम client का account set करते हैं अपने internal systems में. उसके बाद में जो जो investment में बातचीत हुई है, equity funds में, debt funds में, रियल एस्टेट में, बॉन्ड्स में, सॉवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड्स में, वहाँ पर उन पैसों को लगाया जाता है. प्लस जो हमारे क्लाइंट्स जिनको रेगुलर इनकम्स चाहिए होती हैं फॉर ऑगमेंटिंग देयर पेंशंस एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा, देन वी पुट देम ऑन अ सिस्टमैटिक विड्रॉल प्लान कि आपको हर महीने या हर क्वार्टर जैसा वो चाहते हैं उस हिसाब से आपको एक रेगुलर इनकम मिलेगी. इसके अलावा जब पूरे कॉर्पस को इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से देयर इज एन इंडिविजुअल, ही इज रिटायर्ड, ही इज wanting to invest 1 crore 25 lakh rupees today. So we would not invest the entire money today in one go in a equity scheme and पता लगता है कि एक महीने बाद में कोई इस तरह की न्यूज़ आई जिसकी वजह से इक्विटी 25% टैंक हो गया. अगर उनका 40 साल की कमाई एक महीने में 25% वोलेटिलिटी से भी कम होती है, हो सकता है वो रिकवर करेगा, डेफिनेटली रिकवर करेगा, लॉन्ग रन में रिकवर करेगा, लेकिन शॉर्ट रन में अगर 25% की कमाई दिखने में 1 करोड़ से 75 लाख हो गई, तो जिसकी 30 साल की या 20 साल की या 10 साल का कॉर्पस है, उसके साथ जब ऐसा होता है तो उनको बहुत ज्यादा परेशानी और मेंटल प्रेशर और स्ट्रेस हो जाता है. देयरफॉर ऑल गुड फाइनेंशियल प्लानर्स व्हाट दे डू इज दे सेट अप अ सिस्टमैटिक ट्रांसफर प्लान. उस पूरे 1.25 करोड़ या 1 करोड़ या 50 लाख रुपए को एक डेट फंड में लगाते हैं, जहां से सिस्टमैटिकली हर 15 दिन या 1 महीने में वो प्री चोजन इक्विटी फंड्स में वो पैसा जाता रहता है, जिससे कि रुपी कॉस्ट एवरेजिंग हो जाती है और मार्केट के उतार चढ़ाव को वहां से एवरेज आउट या बैलेंस आउट कर दिया जाता है. और अगर सिप स्टार्ट करनी है तो वो सिप स्टार्ट की जाती है. दैट्स स्टेप 3. स्टेप 4 में व्हाट वी डू इज वी इवैल्यूएट पीरियोडिक रिव्यू ऑफ वॉट एवर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स वी हैव डन फॉर अ क्लाइंट. उसका पीरियोडिक रिव्यू करते हैं, रिव्यूज के हिसाब से फर्दर रिकमेंडेशंस देते हैं, and then we manage the performance of the underlying portfolio which is lying there with us for our clients. rebalancing depending on the changes in the life circumstances, the changes in the market circumstances, the changing of the interest rates, etc., etc. A lot of changes which happen, which keep on happening. If there is a constant, then the constant is change. There are always going to be changes. Depending on the changes, we review our clients' portfolios every 6 months to a year and accordingly do a rebalancing of the portfolios. And we, a lot of times, also help our clients make use of the market movements. Accordingly, we also help them make fresh investments if the need is, or if we have already set pre-investment goals, or if we know that there are going to be future financial goals which need to be met. And this is all incorporated in the initial financial plan. Going ahead, kuch yahan par, as I had said at the start of the session, that I'm going to cover some Excel sheets basis which certain calculations can be done and which you can include for doing it yourself in your financial planning. The first one is a personal income and expense sheet. So what is this? This sheet is very very simple. आप अपने पर्सनल एक्सपेंसेस एंड इनकम्स का एक अकाउंटिंग बनाइए कि आपको मंथली क्या खर्चे हैं, आपका रेंट कितना है या मॉर्गेज कितना है अपने घर का, आपका कार लोन का ईएमआई कितना है, आपका फ्यूल एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट का एक्सपेंस कितना है, व्हीकल रिपेयर्स कितनी है, स्कूल कॉलेज की फीस कितनी है, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. We request all our clients to get into this exercise at least as a starting point. हो सकता है आप इसको लंबे टाइम तक ना मेंटेन कर पाए, but at least get into it as a first time detailing. That helps you in understanding your own financial scorecard. कि आप where do you stand? Once this is done, then is the other side of the sheet, which is investments. आप कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट्स कर रहे हैं, and then the income. कितना आपकी सैलरी है, कितना पेंशन है, कितना आपके डिविडेंड इनकम्स हैं, कितना आपके रेंटल इनकम्स हैं, what kind of interest you are earning from your various other investments, income from investments or retirement corpus, and then you reach either a shortfall or a surplus. Depending on the shortfall or the surplus, or you want added surplus, your expense side needs to be worked or your income side needs to be worked. This is the first starting point of any kind of a financial planning for any individual or a body of individuals, and this is where we start. All those who are in the stock and they want this sheet, all you need to do is be a part of the Google group of values network. I'll be sharing the sheet there and you can download it and use it for your own personal benefit. Second is ये एक दूसरा sheet मैं आपके साथ share कर रहा हूँ. This is a very basic sheet. Again, a do-it-yourself tool. Here it is my age. Let's say I am 45 years of age. I have 4 dependents, my wife, my 2 children. My monthly income is 2 lakh rupees. This is self-sufficient शीट आप खुद ही इसके अंदर भर सकते हैं. मंथली एक्सपेंसेस 1,30,000. लेट्स से मैं होम लोन नहीं है मेरे पे, 10,000 रुपये महीने का कार लोन है, एंड देन आई हैव अ पर्सनल लोन विच इज से पर्सनल लोन नहीं है. लेट्स से आई हैव अ क्रेडिट कार्ड लोन विच इज क्रेडिट कार्ड लोन भी नहीं और कोई लोन. ओके, लेट्स से आई हैव अ 2,000 रुपीज एडिशनल लोन. सो नाउ my emergency fund requirements in case I lose my employment, or if there is my business I am not able to perform. So my emergency fund requirement is around 4,26,000 rupees, which is calculated at 6 months of my monthly expenses and my loans, etc. That's my emergency fund requirement. Therefore, my ideal monthly savings should be around 50,000. Am I able to save that? नहीं, मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा because अभी मेरे खर्चे जो हैं वो 2 लाख रुपए हैं. मंथली एक्सपेंस जो है वो 1,30,000 प्लस 12,000 रुपए मेरा is from my loans etc. So I'll be able to save less. What is so then we come to the next point in this कि मेरा मनी इक्वेशन क्या है. My income plus loan is equal to expenses. अगर मेरे खर्चे और मेरे लोन्स बराबर हैं एक्सपेंसेस के, so my money situation, my financial situation as of today is poor, extremely poor. If my income is equal to my expenses, I am poor. If my income minus expenses, I have some savings, then I am healthy, I am good. If my income minus savings के बाद मैं expenses करता हूँ, मतलब मैं पहले कमाता हूँ, बचाता हूँ, फिर खर्चा करता हूँ, which should be the ideal situation, then I am in a very good situation. So अगर मैं इसके बाद तीसरे पॉइंट पर आता हूँ, मेरा लाइफ कवरेज कितना होना चाहिए बेस्ड ऑन दी इनिशियल कैलकुलेशन कि मेरे 2 लाख रुपए की मंथली इनकम थी, उसमें से मेरा 1,30,000 रुपए का मंथली एक्सपेंस है, 12,000 रुपए के मेरे लोन्स हैं, तो मुझे लगभग 1,87,20,000 रुपए का मेरा लाइफ कवर होना चाहिए, प्योर लाइफ कवर होना चाहिए. मेरा हेल्थ रिस्क कवर शुड बी अराउंड 10 लाख और रुपीज. and then what should be my investments, वो हम दूसरे वाली sheet में cover करते हैं. How I can, although here also we can do, let's say we'll cover it in the next sheet. So this is again a sheet where I understand my own finances. This is a self-filling pre-prepared sheet which helps us get some movement in terms of moving ahead and understanding where we stand financially, what we need to invest, what we need to, how much we need to cater for, what kind of life insurance is needed, what kind of health cover is needed. And that was based on the first calculation done in the monthly expense and monthly income sheet. Coming to third is the corpus investment of do it yourself. How to, आप अपना जो आपको corpus मिला उसको कैसे invest करेंगे. इसमें again I have taken a very broad assumption here कि 75 लाख रुपए मुझे मिला, उसको मैं इन्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूँ. उसमें से मैंने अभी सजेस्टेड मिक्स अगर पोर्टफोलियो प्लानिंग में किया 42,75,000 पे मैंने इक्विटी रियल एस्टेट में किया या दोनों में मिलाकर किया. डेट फंड में 12,90,000 रुपए लगाया. गोल्ड हेयर इज सॉवरेन गोल्ड बॉन्ड, उसमें भी मैंने 12,90,000 रुपए लगाया. लिक्विड फंड्स जो रखे, चाहे लिक्विड मैंने फिक्स डिपॉजिट में रखा, चाहे मैंने लिक्विड अल्ट्रा लिक्विड टर्म फंड्स में रखा. सो माय टोटल इन्वेस्टमेंट, not exactly monthly investment, my total investment would be 75 lakh rupees, and the return is 11.47% cumulative on the entire portfolio. Now this is for a, अगर इससे भी ज्यादा मैं कंजर्वेटिव होता हूँ, so if I am investing the same 75 lakh rupees and if I am conservative, then instead of 42 lakh rupees in the equity, I have invested 33 lakh 75,000 rupees. I've invested 22 lakh 50,000 in debt. Gold के अंदर my exposure is 11 lakh 25,000 and liquid funds are 7 lakh 50,000. I have increased my liquid funds. So now my overall investment has gone slightly down. The portfolio return is now 10.45%. इसी को अगर मैं थोड़ा सा आगे चल के मॉडरेट वाला हमने कैलकुलेट किया, उसके अंदर अगर करते हैं तो दी पोर्टफोलियो रिटर्न इज अराउंड 7 lakh 11.6. एंड इफ वी नाउ हैव aggressive allocation, let's say we are saying ki nahi, we are okay taking aggressive position would not imply loss of principal, because loss of principal, as I had already said in the first slide itself, that loss of principal is not something which we would ever do any kind of a transaction or any kind of a investment for our clients where there is a risk of loss of principal. Aggressive ka matlab ye hai that we'll take and higher exposure towards equity and real estate. But yes, for clients who are taking an higher exposure towards equity or real estate, they should be prepared for fluctuations. There are going to be times जब दिखने में उनके पोर्टफोलियो में दिखेगा कि ओहो मेरा तो पोर्टफोलियो थोड़ा नीचे गया हुआ है, इसका मतलब ये नुकसान नहीं है, वो सिक्लिकल है. आज नीचे गया, आप 3-4 साल वेट कीजिए, मार्केट अपने आप एक सर्टेन लेवल से आगे चले जाते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द एक्यूमुलेटेड प्रॉफिट्स, एंड देन वो एक सर्टेन अमाउंट से नीचे नहीं आएगा. इसको बहुत सिंपल भाषा में बोले, मैंने आज एक ब्लू चिप शिप, लेट्स से आई परचेज अ ब्लू चिप, या मैंने इंडेक्स फंड ही खरीद लिया, इंडेक्स फंड खरीदा, कल को कोई बैड न्यूज आई और इंडेक्स फंड, लेट्स से आई परचेज सेंसेक्स जिसमें टॉप 30 कंपनीज ऑफ इंडिया है, उसमें 100 रुपए पे खरीदा था, कल को बैड न्यूज आई 90 रुपए हो गया. दैट डज नॉट मीन दैट आई हैव लॉस्ट. मार्क टू मार्केट लॉस है, अगर मैं बेचने लगूंगा तो मेरा नुकसान है, बट अदरवाइज मेरे पास आज उसकी वैल्यू 90 रुपए दिख रही है, मैं उसको कंटिन्यू करता हूँ. दी टॉप 30 कंपनीज अर्न सम प्रॉफिट, नेक्स्ट ईयर their overall wealth gets enhanced. The Sensex rises to 120, फिर उसके बाद में 125, 130, धीरे 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 एक टाइम आएगा 5 साल बाद, Sensex itself would reach that it will not come down to the levels from which I had invested. So whenever you are taking an aggressive stance in your investments, you have to give that much of time for your investments to be able to weather any kind of an volatility risk, कि वो volatility को handle कर पाए, उस लेवल से नेक्स्ट लेवल पर पहुंच जाए और उस लेवल की वॉलेटिलिटी वहां पर मेंटेन रहे. सो दिस इज सजेस्टेड मिक्स. We when we have a discussion with the clients, we kind of give them all 3 different scenarios, and then it's up to them what they decide and what suits their temperament and what suits their personal financial needs, and accordingly they can take a decision. Now coming back to the balance of the slides, so these were the 3 sheets which I shared with you. What are the goal settings of financial stages of retirement? आप कोई भी, whosoever is there in 45 to 55 years of age, you are still discharging your obligations, but you're also at the peak of your career. This is the time where you have accumulated some money and now you are earning the maximum potential. Your earning potential is at the highest and you still have incomes but you have to start preparing for discharging your major liabilities after your 50 years of age, which would be your children's higher education. India, may a lot of times people also invest and discharge their children's marriage as a major obligation. Besides, if you are 45 years of age, probably you have either purchased or you want to purchase a house for yourself. So you are at the peak of your career, and you're also at the peak of your creating corpus or accumulating money for discharging your financial obligations. 55 to 65 years, the story changes a bit. Your incomes are increasing, but you have now started discharging your liabilities. So your goals should accordingly be aligned when you are planning your financial investments when you are 55 to 65 years of age. 65 to 75, you have mostly discharged your financial obligations. Now you are enjoying, or rather, I would say, you are living your life based on the pension support if you have pension from the government of India, or else from the recoveries you are making from the investments you have made till now. The regular annuities, the regular monthly incomes, the regular annuity rental incomes, etc. This is where, and when you are in your late retirement age, that is when your earning potential is comparatively very diminished. Your physical and body requirements do not allow you to earn a lot of money. I'm not saying that people will not be active, they'll not be working. Yes, but you'll not be at the peak of your capacities to earn, but your expenses will stay. So smart planning, which you had done at the age of 55, 60, 65, 40, 45, is what is going to see you through once you are 65 and beyond. So for that, what you should be doing, one, these are the two things which we recommend to all our clients, especially if you are young, if you are moving out, then the first circle is very important. If you are 35, 40, 45, start a health insurance. If you don't want to start a health insurance, maybe it is time you start a small SIP which will take care of only your health needs. That SIP can be as small as 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 rupees a month. The benefit is that if you're not, by God's grace, you don't need that money ever, your other covers, your employer insurance, your ECHS insurance, etc., they cater for that. So this comes to you as a surplus money. In case there is a need, then you can withdraw from this SIP if you're not drawing a health insurance, or if and health insurance is not available to you for the reasons of age. Second, we call it the YOLO SIP. This is especially which we recommend to our clients who are towards the advanced age, 55, 56, 57. You have worked hard enough. Now it is time that you start accumulating some money, which you can spend every 3 to 5 years on, kind of unaccounted, where you're not answerable to anyone. That's your money. Enjoy it. Go on a outstation trip. Maybe buy something expensive, etc., etc. Now, what are the suggested instruments of asset allocation? And as I covered earlier, systematic transfer plan should be utilized for managing volatility, especially when you are putting in a big corpus of money. Instead of putting the entire corpus of money in a growth-based investment, say equity, small term, a small cap equity or a mid cap equity, it is better that you park that investment in a stable debt fund, and from there you transfer it slowly every 15, 30 days. Therefore, what are the asset allocations? There are broadly two kinds of asset allocation. One is growth. Growth would mean equity or real estate. Make a choice whichever is suitable to you, which meets your temperament, which gives you comfort. And stable investments are debt funds or government bonds, then senior citizen saving schemes, PPF, NPS. These are stable investments. They will not give you very high yields, but they'll keep your portfolio balanced. So whenever you're doing your asset allocation, as we had covered in that Excel sheet, based on your risk profile, this is where you should be kind of dividing your asset allocation and making investments which keep you financially sufficient, but also do not become a reason for stress, for any kind of a stress in your life. Monitoring and rebalancing, when you need to monitor and rebalance equity and real estate, you should always be rebalancing if there is a need, that there has been, let's say, a buoyancy in the market. You had invested 50 lakh rupees, 5 years, there has been a buoyancy in the market, you are now at 90 lakh rupees or 80 lakh rupees. Probably it's not a bad idea to make some sale, shift some of the amount towards a debt portfolio, so that you have a bigger debt portfolio for catering for a dip in times to come, or when you will need regular incomes. Similarly, you had purchased a real estate, for say 50, 70 lakh rupees, waited for 10 years. The real estate is now trading at 1.5, 2 CR. Maybe it is time to sell the real estate and shift that investment into equity funds and debt funds. So these kind of portfolio reinvestment, portfolio rebalancing, you have to continue to do every time, each and every time. Similarly, if you are investing your retirement funds and taking regular money out of your debt investments through a systematic withdrawal plan, then continuously you need to replenish it from other sources of income. You continuously need to replenish it from your equity fund so that you don't fall short of managing or meeting your monthly needs towards your cash flows. Should I be investing in equity and real estate? That's a question we are very often asked by our clients. Yes, you should be investing because growth and will not come only from debt based investments. For growth, for a long term sustenance, for financial sufficiency, you need equity oblique reinvestments. And equity and real estate is directly pegged to the economic growth. If the economy grows over a long period of time, both these asset classes will definitely grow and give you sufficient and adequate returns, provided that you have chosen them correctly. Otherwise, a only debt based or a heavily debt based portfolio will not give you enough of protection against inflation. You cannot beat inflation without taking a equity or a real estate position. Yes, if you have now retiring at 60, 65, you can reduce your equity exposure, but you cannot make it zero, because in that case, with even more advancing ages, over a period of time, you'll consume all your debt investments and you will have nothing left to replenish the debt side of the portfolio. And dividends and rentals are also another way of generating regular income. So when you are investing in equity, it is not just that it is for growth. There is also a component from where you can keep on getting monthly incomes to augment your pensions or other existing investments. Commercial real estate, if chosen properly, can provide handsome rental incomes which are almost equivalent to debt, and they also give you a capital appreciation of an equity. But commercial real estate should only be invested if you are very confident and if you have someone who is ready to work with you on a very detailed basis. Do not fall prey to commercial real estate advertisements where you are offered assured returns and those kind of things. Those can be extremely risky. They should be avoided at every cost. Another question which we are asked by our clients is, should I buy life insurance? That depends on your age, that depends on your liabilities, existing liabilities, and how well they are catered for. If your liabilities are catered for, you don't need health insurance, then you don't need health insurance. If you do need health insurance, then only and only pure term life insurance is what you should be looking at. Do not opt for endowment plans or ULIPs, because endowment plans and ULIPs, they do a poor job in both the fields. That is, they do not give you adequate insurance cover, and because of very high agent commissions, your returns on investments are also extremely inadequate. Therefore, if you have to invest, or rather I'll not even say invest, if you have to buy life insurance for covering contingencies, then it is recommended you go for pure term life insurance. Do not go for endowment and ULIP plans. We had covered this in detail on one of the videos which is available on our YouTube channel. You can view that. What are your recommendations on commutation of pension? I have already covered commutation of pension in sufficient detail in a separate video. You can view that on the channel. Broadly speaking, commutation is beneficial because the cost of money at which you buy commutation from the government, and I'm saying buy, you buy commutation from the government at an interest, that interest rate is very attractive, especially if you are a tax paying pensioner. Then taking commutation and making that commuted amount work for you by investing it further is a more beneficial option as compared to taking a full pension. Then investing the commuted amount in high growth options such as equity or real estate, especially if you are someone who is coming out at a younger age, say 44, 45, 46 on voluntary release, then that can be a strategy which will help you create better assets and help you earn more, or rather to have a bigger asset base. Commuted amount can also be used to pay off a higher rate of interest. Say you have a home loan going, it is beneficial to use the commuted amount for paying off the home loan. If you have a commercial property loan, it is better to use the commuted amount and pay off the commercial property loan. So commuted amount can be utilized for that also. If you are a special category pensioner, say if you have a disability element wherein you are getting a disability pension, or if you are one of the gallant soldiers who has been awarded a gallantry award and therefore your pension is not taxed, then have a word with your financial advisor and understand that would commutation really help you, or would you be more benefited in having a full pension. Although mostly our calculations say that commutation is a beneficial step, it's a good welfare by the government and should be utilized by most of the people who are coming out on pension and have this facility available. Now, there has been a question about by a lot of clients as to what happens after the indexation benefit has been removed from debt funds. So first, let me cover in brief what was the indexation benefits and what was its benefit to debt funds. So let's say two situations. Before the budget this year, what used to happen was I invest in a fixed deposit of, let's say, a bank, and my interest earning is 5%. So this 5% of the interest would be added to my this year's income, and I would be taxed as per my this year's income also on that 5% as per the income tax bracket of that 5%. But in case of a debt mutual fund, if I had kept that debt mutual fund for 3 years and not utilized that interest, the interest for those 3 years would not have been taxed at 15%, the total. The inflation would have been reduced out of that accumulated interest, and I would have been given the benefit of indexation, and then the tax would have been calculated. But now, in the latest union budget, this particular indexation, which was allowed under debt funds, has been removed by the finance minister. Therefore, now indexation benefit is not available to debt fund investments. So this is what has changed. The question is, should I be investing in debt funds now? You still should be investing in debt funds. Why? One, because it is more liquid. There are no exit penalties. Third, you can diversify by investing in debt funds and still have a higher income as compared to other instruments such as fixed deposits, etc. Fourth, now you can also look at avenues such as senior citizen saving schemes and NPS, etc., especially for people who are younger, and that can also form a more aggressive part of your portfolio planning because of the removal of the indexation benefits from the debt fund. Also, you can look at making some additional allocation which you are hitherto planning towards debt funds into big cap mutual funds, because the large cap mutual funds are going to be fairly stable in a growing economy. What are our recommendations when you're doing your financial planning? Please include your spouse in the entire financial process so that he or she is not unaware of as to how things are, where things are, what to do. Second, bring your loan liabilities in a manner that you are able to pay off all your loans before you reach 65 years of age. On or before 65 years of age, you should be loan free. Third, prepare a list of all your financial documents, keep them handy. If you are not a very paper kind of a person, prepare a Google spreadsheet on your Gmail, share it with your wife through a link or your husband through a link. Reduce financial complexity. Do not try and do too many things. Do not try and do things just because it's fashionable. Do not try and do things because someone you know has been doing it. Use technology to manage your portfolios. Nowadays, there are a lot of do it yourself tools available online. Otherwise, a good financial planner should be able to give you basic softwares through which you can manage and look at your portfolios and do a lot of things electronically. That reduces a lot of complexity and a lot of legwork. Additional recommendations for people who are 60 plus years of age: consolidate your real estate. There is no point living in Bangalore and having a property in Delhi, or vice versa. So wherever you are, try and consolidate your real estate within 70 to 100 kilometers of your residence, so that if need be, you are able to go and manage it. Prepare your will and get it registered. A very simple process, nothing, there is no complication about it. And the idea is not just कि आपके बाद में जो लोग हैं वो लड़ेंगे भिड़ेंगे, वो सब नहीं. It is all about creating a simple documented process so that people are able to utilize and they know where things are and how to doing it, and well, start having fun and engage socially. You're now retired, you should also give time to yourself. People, you will need a good financial advisor, a property broker for managing your real estate, a reasonably priced advocate for doing your paperwork, and a reasonably priced chartered accountant for filing your taxes, etc., etc. Last slide. Why you should be, if at all you choose to work with us. If you don't choose to work with us, absolutely fine. Why? One, longevity in the industry. We have been in this industry for last 17 years. I and my organization, we have the widest product mix. No other individual or organization can say that they have access to providing you investments in mutual funds, in real estate, in corporate bonds, in government schemes, etc., etc. Other than real estate, all our portfolios are available online. For yes, obviously, real estate is an asset class for which you have to come on ground and do it. But other than that, we have every instrument, including the government schemes, available under one roof. Single point for all expert advice. You contact one organization, you get access to all different experts for financial planning, for your loans, for your real estate requirements. And we also have a lot of allied people working with us, chartered accountants, lawyers, etc., all pre-vetted. We know that they do good work. Their integrity and capability all are in place. Fourth, we are very, very detailed oriented. A lot of our clients find it difficult to work with us, not because of the fact that we don't do good work, because we are extremely detailed oriented. The data collection sheet itself can take around 2 hours for a client normally to fill. The reason why we are detailed oriented, because as I said, we want to make sure that we are able to meet the initial five principles of investments for our clients. We use generous technology. We have invested heavily in our softwares. We provide all accesses most of the times to our clients online, other than obviously real estate. Rest all we are able to provide them online, so that they are always in touch with what is happening to their money, and continuous handholding, periodic reviews, etc., etc. So with this, I have finished my part of the monologue.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind.